say that next week's guest will be Miss Nancy Sinatra. That's great. And direct from London, we're very proud to say we have the Beatles. And once again, Mr. Harry Belafonte. We want to thank our guests for this week, Miss Cass Elliott, Pat Paulson, our special guest star, Mr. Harry Belafonte. Yeah, that's right. And we also like to give special thanks to Rosie Greer, formerly of the Los Angeles Rams, and he also has his own variety show here in Los Angeles. We'd like to thank him very much for appearing with us as Ma Partron. See him on. And big hand. So good night, and thank you.
The start of this show was the start of the third season. There'd been a lot of heated discussions on censorship and control of the show during the first two seasons. This is our first year back, the first show back after for the third year.
I think you'll notice if you on the show that we weren't happy about doing the question and answer period. We liked doing those normally, and they were fun, but we had to, I think you commented about, we have to fill some time here. We thought we had a show. We're going to fill some time. I'll do a handstand if you don't like the show. Why don't you tune in to Bonanza? They're sort of fun, but come on back. See us later. And so we were playing a little bit of games, and that gamesmanship in the third season got pretty funny.
And it also got very heated.
And heated.
The Belafonte piece was taken out. Getting back to that, we put in a question and answer period. I was very upset about them censoring the show. And so we put in the question and answer period, and then when they replaced the carnival bit, they took it out and they sold part of the time to Richard M. Nixon for a political campaign.
We had plagued over how to use the footage, how to shape the songs. I certainly had the right to approve of the words that I was going to sing, and we had to frame it carefully so that we weren't fanning the flames of anger. We wanted to create the arena of discontent with what was going on, and to say that it's proper to be to have this discontent. But when it didn't go on the air, and we were conscious that we were dealing with something that should be, carefully dealt with. I was called by Tommy Smothers, and I was told that it wasn't going to go on. And he told me of his anguish and his anger, and that they didn't know quite what they were going to do about it, but they knew that something would have to be done. And there was one thing that we knew: we couldn't keep it secret, that we would have to take it to the American people, that we'd have to take it to the public and let them know what had happened to us. And to a great extent, that's what we did.
Actually, Harry doing the Stop the Carnival to the Democratic National Convention, a lot of young people probably don't remember their history. It was the most violent political convention in this century. I mean, there was the yippies, there was police brutality, it was physically very, very volatile and very heavy. And it wasn't a compliment to the Democratic Party.
No, we weren't.
It was to the political process we were making the comment about. So they took it out and sold the time to the Republican National Party for Richard Nixon's campaign. So they took it out and had Richard Nixon, who was not our friend. He was actually later on the guy who he won the election and then fired us. It was to him that did it. So it was a combination of very ironic happenings.
But this was kind of an indication. We didn't know at all that this was the start of our last season with the...
They were planning our death.
I would rather have had the Smothers Brothers on the air for the length of time we had them saying something than to have had the Smothers Brothers on the air forever saying nothing. By that mere fact, they made an enormous contribution, because they touched thousands and thousands of minds that I'm sure decided during the period of the Smothers Brothers show that they were not going to take any crap, that they were going to stay to the gun, that it was the honorable thing to do, the moral thing to do. And I think the Smothers Brothers with all the difficulty that they experienced, must take great reward in the fact that they were the heroes of the time, and are in the minds of many of us still quite heroic.
We hope this comedy hour brought back memories for some of you, and for others who were not around back then, maybe we showed you a little bit about what TV and the world were like in September 1968, particularly at the Chicago Convention.
We'll see you again real soon with another Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour right here on E!
Tomorrow at 8 on the Smothers Brothers, Janet Leigh, Pete Seeger, and Bobby Gentry, the Tallahatchie Brothers.